gonna try to be more serious in the competitive scene, and we're actually gonna try to ramp up our aggressiveness because we do not like to sit still for very long. This season is anybody's for the taking, and I believe our team has always done the best in the middle of all the chaos. So when things get shaken up, I believe we perform a lot better. It's just the way we are. We like to push hard and fast and take advantage of the things we see right in front of us. What winning the Season 5 championships would mean to us is almost indescribable to me. It means to our team that we actually have improved as a team overall, and we are achieving what we always thought we could do, but never have actually strived for.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited to begin our third match of the night, Noble Esports versus Fun-Gaming. I'm Joshua Gray, joined by Randall Holcomb, and as always, please follow us on Twitter at WGLNA, Facebook.com/WGLNA, and use that hashtag WGLNA so we can find your tweets and put them up on the broadcast. Also, you want to definitely follow us on Facebook because that's where we post a lot of information about the league, have a little bit of contests and stuff, as well as you can get more info about the finals happening March 15th at the Folsom Street Foundry in San Francisco.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun there last time. It's who's going to join us there this time? That actually is our social media question. Who's going to be at our finals? Tell us who you think right here at the beginning of the season. Know it's a little ways off. I know a lot of these guys haven't gotten to play their matches yet, but some of us have already picked our teams. I know some of you out there already are fans of somebody. Yeah. So tell us who.
We'd love to hear from the fans. We'd love to hear from pretty much everybody, honestly, that loves World of Tanks, and we've seen more and more fans join in on the power of esports and to see these competitions get better and better and better, especially with this new format.
Yes.
No draws so far, Randall.
Yeah, the new format really is changing things up in a way that I'm enjoying a lot, and it's a huge improvement on the last one. It really is. I used to play the old format. It was a lot of fun. It really was competitive. There were some rebalances to the game, I think, which made it a little bit more difficult to play. I think the fact that already changed and the tiering of a few tanks was changed. Well, that's what did it. But now with this new format,
the strategies changed. It made it difficult for people that were so used to a certain strategy to adapt. They started to adapt, and they started to see the strengths of what's Russia doing, what are the leaders doing, what's the #1 team Na'Vi in the world doing, and they started to emulate that.
Yes, but with the new format, the way it ends up working is you have best strategies that are always conflicting. Like the attacker has to get that win. You can't sit back. You can't kind of just decide, you know what, this didn't work out. I'm not going to be able to make that, so I'm just going to give up. No, you have these conflicting goals for both teams, and I like that. And I think that creates a better tournament. And so with it, they've also added those new cap points, which I think is interesting. We had never seen that before. Not in the entire life of World of Tanks did you see a map with 2 cap points for one team, which was pretty new. For me, when I first heard of it, I had to get used to it because the idea had been ingrained in my mind that you get 1 cap point. But the 2, I think it works pretty well. The defender's got an appropriate level of difficulty to covering their 2 bases. The attacker has enough options of which base to go for. And then with that, we're replaying battles where twice on attack is what you get. Then you do twice defense on that map.
Yeah, so it's a fair opportunity for both teams to have a shot on different sides.
Yeah, and with that, you also get to explore the maps more. Instead of one time on this map where we get to see one strategy, we get to explore a few different ones. And we see how playing multiple times on one map can really alter the style of a team. Yeah. Where instead of going with one strategy that could be crazy out there and it works or it doesn't, you can try a crazy strat and see if you get that win, works or it doesn't, and then you can come off that with something more reliable or a different strategy, keep your opponent guessing, and now the defender has to figure out which defense they're going to set up. For some maps, it's more different. Difficult. Sometimes it's more difficult to come up with a good defense for one map that's just your defense.
Or you play in Himmelsdorf and you play to the northwest.
Oh, of course.
That's defense.
That's.
But even that getting broken is exciting to see, and teams have been able to do that. For people that have been joining us for the first time, if you've never played World of Tanks, it's free to play, worldoftanks.com. Team Battles is a format that we play. It's the 7x54 esports format, and we have been doing this for Well, over a year and a half. We had a global grand finals in Poland, record-breaking numbers that watched us, and the game continues to foster players trying to play as professionally as they can for real money. $171,000 is at stake for the prize pool for this season. With that, Randall, we have the two gentlemen joining us as representatives of Noble Esports and Fun Gaming. Good evening.
How's it going?
It's going great. Let's go ahead and start with Fun Gaming. Shut 'em home. Good to have you here. Last season, tough performance, tough spot. You got knocked out a little bit. We started to see that fire from Fun Gaming that existed in the Russian scene come over to America. What's different for your team this season?
Well, we have changed some of our rosters. We have new fresh blood. If you want, I can talk it through our new players. Yarik is an experienced player. He is a player from the Rook cluster. He have played in the Nuremberg team. Is a great captain that have achieved top 2 at WCA. He's a great heavy tank player. Inside is champion of Ukraine, played for lots of teams. A lot of Rook cluster Tonys played. He is a 50-100 player. Nismoon, by the WN8, is the most skilled player in our team. He doesn't have real experience in 742 or 754, but he have accommodated really fast. And for myself, I'm not dealing with the playing process a lot, but no, it is a captain's work anyway, so I play mostly lower tiers. I'm more manager than player, but due to my work, our captain have a lot of time to focus on the playing side of our work. So for this season, I guess with all these changes, we will achieve top 1. It's our goal.
All right. Let's check in with your opponent, Zombie Food.
What's up?
Noble Esports, man, you said that you wanted to take the competition more seriously. What do you mean by that?
More seriously, so last season we were very unhappy with the 7x42 format, and a lot of the players didn't perform as well as they could, and our team didn't do well because we were sick of all the camping, that everything was going on. This season, we love this format a lot more better, especially me. All the tanks in the field are basically damage-dealing tanks, and you can use a lot more versatile strats and setups when dealing with this format instead. And we're planning on taking this season a lot more seriously than we did last season.
So I want to ask about your new players, because Fun Gaming has detailed for us all of their changes. For Noble, it's 3 new players, right?
4? 5?
Wow, 5? Okay, so
a lot of the changes. Well, Spoon, if you guys haven't heard, Spoon got banned from Wiggle season, so we had to switch him out. 3, maybe it's probably 4. Yeah, it's 4. Okay. So 3 other people left the team because they were basically unhappy how the last season went, and we had no idea at that point what the new format was going to be. So he changed it, and Anfield took care of the recruiting for this season because I'm busy with school, Sovereign's busy with real life. So, and we show up for training, but Anfield's been handling a lot of the off-camera logistics, I guess.
All right, Zombie Food. Well, good to see you again, my friend. Do you have any words for Fun Gaming before we start?
Good luck. I hope we have a good time.
Shut him on, Fun Gaming. Any words?
Good luck and have fun.
All right, GLA chap. Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck on the battlefield.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, changes have abounded from last season on pretty much almost every level when it comes to the game itself, with the format and also roster changes. The Googly Bobbers, now Noble Esports, was always a fun team to associate with. But I appreciate that they're taking it more seriously, and I understand the sentiment of the frustration last season, and now a new type of team, Noble Esports, joining us. And
I'd kind of studied up on these two teams before coming out here to be like, all right, who's going to win? Why are they going to win? What players are going to do that? So both of these teams have had some significant roster changes, and I kind of want to just take my opinions that I'd gathered and this information that I'd kind of put together, saying that yes, Noble will be crazy and aggressive, and you're going to have Fun Gaming trying to figure out how to attack. And they're going to know how to defend.
And they're going to know how to
I
defend.
think I'm just going to take that and kind of just throw it out the window, because all of these roster changes have, I think will have a significant enough impact on the teams that they're not going to be the same as they were.
Before we get into rosters, make sure to place your bets right now, folks, in Twitch chat. If you need help, ask the people in chat. They're willing to help you. Go to the website, WGLConnect.com, to check out who is at the top of the leaderboards. And those that perform the best tonight will receive a Jinx code for $50. You can buy one of these awesome shirts or other great apparel from Jinx. Jinx.com. Click on World of Tanks. Also, great gift. Christmas is around the corner. Let's go ahead and check out the rosters, Randall, as we saw some changes coming from Noble.
So Fun Gaming, I think it was Inslide, Nizmoon, Shedamon, and Garrick, who are our new players for them. You're going to see some guys from last season. Noble, yeah, they have really changed it up. Wow, why did I not recognize that? It's Blue Stealth, Major, and Smiley that I was looking for, because those were names that I didn't recognize at all from Noble.
Well, it's time to find out if what has changed in the rosters will make a difference on the battlefield, as these two teams are going to go head-to-head in match number 3. The map is Prohorovka. What do we have for tanks?
For tanks, we're getting a T-32, 2 Pershings, 2 RU-251s, and 2 M41 Walker Bulldogs. That's going to be Noble Esports, the blue team, in the north on defense. The attackers, Fun Gaming will have 2 T-32s, 3 1390s, an RU-251, and a T-37. So big heavy armor in the hull down with those T-32s, and they're going to have this hit squad of 3 1390s to just wreck someone. They will find a tank and they will annihilate it. I assume. It seems like the strategy.
Quick update for everybody. Yeah. Cunningham's won that series.
5-4?
5-4, I believe.
Wow.
So they have a victory tonight.
That went to the tiebreak. That's crazy. All right, I'll be sure to find out all the information about that and publish that as soon as I can for everyone.
Looking at the movement coming from Fun Gaming, the T-32s on the eastern side of the railroad tracks. As the map dominance is going to go to Noble. Zombie Food of the M26 Pershing is going to pop up a bit here as the T-32s return fire. And one shot from further away, York. 251 does not connect, and a couple bounce shots off the armor here from both sides.
Yeah, and this is a pretty standard reaction from Noble, the kind that you could pretty much predict. You could. You'd say, all right, we're going to go east. What is their response going to be? These tanks you could have predicted any moment. Yarrick is going to go down, and I think that was really unfortunate for him to get spotted. But as you can see from the south, you see Smiley moving in, and you see Crisis moving in. This is not a good situation for Fun Gaming. They're going to have to respond. They're going to have to make some kind of counter push, and that's going to be Stark, Miss Rocky, and Slide. But Smiley and Crisis, I think, are going to be able to leave. Now, in the north, Facepalm has gone down. That's Baronish taking him down with his battle buddy. 2 tanks are down on Fun Gaming's side, and they have not done almost any damage in response.
And Fun Gaming is going to destroy Crisis in 2 volleys. And he goes down. Snow's taking some significant damage to the T-32, but he can still hold that position. As Noble's going to have to reassess in the center and decide if they're going to fully assault against him to get away from what's happening to the south, and Zombie Food can't leave fast enough. He goes down. Snow's going to be the next one to fall. Smiley gets the kill, and this Moon is going to be surrounded by Noble.
And will these 1390s be able to have enough shells to bring this back into their side? It's possible in this situation, but with the way they're spread out, I don't think Fun Gaming is going to have a very easy time of trying to salvage this battle.
Especially when it's 3-on-5. The amount of damage coming from Noble is going to be devastating against these 3 tanks. They're going to have to try any type of guerrilla tactics to get around these tanks, especially the slow-moving T-32 from Anfield. But he doesn't have to chase after these tanks. None of these guys do. It's up to Fun Gaming to assault here. Blue Stealth shoots around the corner, and there goes inside. Stark and the other remaining tank on Fun Gaming, Miss Rocky, are out of the fight right now, and Noble is on the chase.
Now, who are they going for, though? Looks like Baronish is going to break south, so Miss Rocky looks like the first target, as she's going to find her way where? Oh, redlining it. Okay, so she's going to hug the edge of the map, see if she can find her way west, but there is the spotting. Shots coming in, a few bounces, actually. Surprising. with, it looks like Enfield covering that one as they clean this one up. So Fun-Gaming, I thought, would have a better attack once they were in that position. But I really have to give it to Noble for just taking down that RU-251 early on and then finding the weak side and really just overmatching a single tank.
It was salvaging what could have been a really bad situation. That was by going forward, going forward in that section of the map in the center. And shot towards Stark does not land. Here's Miss Rocky still in trouble. Stark was able to give some covering fire for her to move out of the way. Stark gets hit for 244. Major moves up, but it's Smiley that gets that kill, and Miss Rocky falls. And that's a point on the board for Noble. The hold my beer tactics, which we will never forget, thanks to our social media correspondent, Dan actually shakes Morris. Dan Morris, great guy. The type of aggression that Googly Bobbers always had. It worked 40% of the time.
That's not
which
quite
means
enough.
It works every time.
No.
But
okay.
no.
It was a good play style, you're right.
Yeah, especially in the type of mentality a lot of teams were bringing in the first 2 minutes of a 10-minute game. Now it's down to 7 minutes. We have attack defense. It has changed. But in that type of scenario of, well, they're going to try to figure out where they're going to camp, and we're going to charge in and take them out. Is that John Wayne type of mentality? And it worked for them at first, but then once teams caught on, wouldn't work as much.
Yeah, so I really liked what Noble brought. This is not hold my beer tactics anymore. This is much cleaner, much more organized. You can see that there are units in here. You've got 2 tanks together as just battle buddies in the south, 2 battle buddies in the north, a group that's together in the middle. And they are, I believe, assigned to each other. They're supposed to be next to each other so that they're not going to get cut off and alone, so that they can hold off long enough for support to move in or for a counter push to happen. It's well designed, I think, for Proroka, that kind of a breakdown on a team, and you could see how well it worked. They got the spotting from one angle, shots came in from another. And when they actually attacked, when they moved in, it was the right time, and it was for the right reasons as well. You could see the heavy tanks moving in across the middle, right as those 1390s were getting over in the south. Just at the perfect time so that they weren't going to be walking into too much fire and be able to overmatch another group, and it would be for their gain for minimal loss.
Situational awareness. Situational awareness. Battle number 2 is about to begin between Fun-Gaming and Noble Esports. What do we have for tanks?
For tanks, it looks like we've got a T-32, 2 Pershings, 2 RU-251s, and 2 M41 Walker Bulldogs. That's going to be Noble Esports, the defenders in the north. In the south, Fun-Gaming will be bringing 2 T-32s, 3 1390s, that RU-251 again, and a T-37. So pretty much the same thing for the second round here.
As they hop over the railroad tracks, the red team, Fun-Gaming, we have a couple tanks committed to the hill, Yark and Stark.
Huh, that kind of rhymes. They should be battle buddies always.
Yeah, it's technically Yarrick. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can say
and
Yark and Stark because it rhymes. And then we can assign him that name, and it's his forever.
Shot fired. 1 connection to major issue. This facepalm of the T-37 is falling back, way, way back.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. 843 hit points for a tier 8 light like that. That leaves you not a whole lot of shells you can take. A 1390 is not going to have very much trouble taking you out, even on the move. I say that, and I should probably correct myself, at close range on the move.
Sure. That close range attack. Oh, T-37 facepalm gets hit. Looks like something's been damaged on his tank as well.
Ouch. Doesn't look like he's lost any crew members, so he's fine.
No.
Might be engine.
Or viewfinder.
The ammo rack on that thing goes out all the time. Every time I take a hit in my T-37, I feel like the ammo rack just damaged.
Let's check in with the T-32s. Moon and Snow. Snow took a hit, and this is turning into, again, another railroad track duel, line in the sand between the enemy teams. Shot fired. Snow is able to bounce a shot to the front. Does not connect on the return fire. And here's some movement from Miss Rocky Stark. And the other player that's with them, that is in stride.
Yeah, those 1390s are just waiting for someone to be cut off, and they're just going to jump on it. I think that's what they're looking for. Noble's doing something weird, though. And you see Crisis all the way in the west. He is finally moving east, but they've left Smiley behind. And I would have thought they'd go with something similar to last time, by grouping them up, but I think that could be because they don't want to be caught out by a counter. They don't want those 1390s to just up and over without seeing them blind and just know that they've got a 3v2 with autoloaders.
Oh, here comes movement from Stride, Miss Rocky, and Stark. Oh, this looks like they're going to push and assault. And as they ride the railroad tracks, where are they going to go over? It's Stride and Miss Rocky. Miss Rocky's getting demolished. 2 more shots and she will fall, but 1 shot missed and Crisis is able to get that kill. But which tank does Fun Gaming focus on? They're focusing on Zombie Food and the M26 Pershing. Smiley is really far away in that RU-251, and there goes Zombie Food, but Baranesh gets the revenge kill against Facepalm. And as this Moon is low and trying to fall back in the T-32, it's Anfield that's going to get assaulted, but not destroyed.
But look at this, the trade. It is 3 tanks for 1 so far. Now, Blue Stealth and Enfield have also done an excellent job of sharing hit points. Fun Gaming had some opportunities to shield other tanks, and I saw those opportunities missed. There's little things within this fight that I'm seeing that Fun Gaming is not doing that Noble is.
Anfield is trying to shut down Snow at this moment as Snow was holding as long as he could with major issue in Anfield.
And now it's really just cleanup. Fun Gaming tried to do something. We could see the merit in it, but the execution wasn't quite there.
Stark still showing some bite in his 1390 here.
He's going to try as much as he can, but at this point, Noble did an excellent job. They reacted to the push very well. They were set up with the crossfires. They made their shots count. They shared hit points very well. Where Fun Gaming went in, and it looked like they kind of got distracted. A few members of the team went different directions, and because of that, Noble just comes out on top.
You mentioned a very key thing of they tried to do something. Fun Gaming tried to assault, but those crossroads in the railroad section, the center of Prohorovka, was the worst place to do it.
It's a choke point.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of flexibility. You have to go through one very specific section of the map in order to attack your opponent in the middle, and they have a hull down, so you have to pay quite a bit just to begin this. And by pay, I mean you lose a lot of hit points in order to get close enough to begin an engagement which you can win. And, well, that's debatable in this situation, but they attempt to. And you can see when that T-32 went down, when you saw the T-32 actually was about to happen in that replay, does not get shielded by his allies, which I was hoping to see or expecting to see from Fun Gaming. Missing out on that, that's the little things. The little differences between Noble and Fun Gaming. Sharing hit points and not setting up with the right crossfires and knowing your role and being able to execute on it. The attackers, I feel like maybe I'm being too harsh on Fun Gaming. Fun Gaming is a team known for being defensive in the past. They've got a new roster.
And they're going to play defensive next up as we switch over to Noble Esports on the attack. The thing that came to my mind is how Fnatic would approach this type of situation, right? Fnatic no longer with us, no longer a team, but the type of turret breaking, which is a term that I love to use, of, for example, Nagatron would go to the very northern section of the map. He'd cross over the railroad tracks, fire once, then move back. That would cause maybe 1 or 2 tanks to start to move in his direction. Once they committed to his direction, that's 2 tanks no longer centered in the center section, and so now you can cross over. They have to move their turrets back, and by that time you've destroyed 1 tank and maybe take another tank to half damage.
Yeah, split your opponent's attention. Make them look in various different directions. Don't telegraph where you're going to be coming from. Don't tell them we're coming through the middle, which, element of surprise, is a line everyone knows.
Yeah. All right, battle number 3 between Noble Esports and Fun Gaming is about to begin. Can Fun Gaming, as the defenders, get a point, or will Noble Esports continue in the hold my beer tactics?
All right, looking at the tanks, I've got 2 T-32s, a Pershing, 2 RU-251s, and 2 M41 Walker Bulldogs. That is the attacking team. Noble Esports, they are the red team. The blue team now defending. Fun Gaming, I think, in their comfort zone, has brought an IS-3, it's odd, 2 T-32s, 2 1390s, an RU-251, and an AMX-13F3.
Defense, that IS-3, that's what that spells.
Exactly. They're going to play it like that. They brought big armor. I would have thought another T-32 would have been their choice, but the IS-3 has It has alpha. Oh gosh, does it have alpha?
Yes, it does, especially up against these lighter tanks, man. It is going to hurt.
390 average damage is absolutely crushing on a battlefield like this, where he could load HE shells. And, I mean, the RU-251, it doesn't have armor. It's like 20 millimeters in most places, or around that. Against the Walker Bulldogs, not much armor there either, but against the T-32's Pershing, yeah, maybe not, but oh my god, I'm just conceiving of the idea of that IS-3 using HE, but what's going on here?
Look at this positioning coming from Fun-Gaming. They have 3 of their tanks up on the hill, and if this was spotted in any way, Noble would completely overmatch the tanks remaining at the railroad tracks and at least get 1 or 2 kills for the tanks. They might take a little bit of damage from long range, but from the 1390s, that accuracy is not the best.
Now, take a look at Grizzly FX's tweet. He's asking, how come we don't see IS-3s and 5100s used as much? The reason is because a lot of the maps are more open, and we have maps like Himmelsdorf, we have maps like Ruinberg, and you will see IS-3s and 5100s on those, yes, because they fit it very well. But on open maps, it's not that they're bad, it's that they're generally better choice. Yeah. Nice.
There's a better choice. If you guys didn't hear that, we just high-fived. We complete each other's sentences.
Yeah. So it is a better choice. The T-32 on an open hilly map is better because it has hull down, and it's not as vulnerable in its turret as the IS-3 is. If an IS-3 is in hull down, it also doesn't have gun depression, meaning its gun doesn't go down very much, which kind of works against you when you're playing on very hilly terrain.
Well, Stark and Inside, who were up on the hill, have moved back. Yarrick, took a hit, and now Stark is going to head to the very southern tip of the map, at least for the railroad crossing. Minute and 27 seconds on the flat cap here. And Stark's going to get punished. As soon as he crosses over, Smiley is ready. Another shot fires towards Stark. He is able to dodge that one. And this is going to be up to Fun-Gaming to now set up their approach. And they're going for the center, except one tank is up north.
Yes, just one. Actually, no, there's two. Facepalm. Facepalm is right there.
Has he not been spotted? He's in the 13 F3AM, man, and Go PvP is trying to cover him.
All right, here's the up and over. Sorry, Go PvP doesn't care. I think he might go for cap if he can, but he's just creating a distraction at least. That's going to allow Inslide to get a little further before dying, because now we have Fun-Gaming just going absolutely crazy. Forward is the best direction. We have to stop the cap, but Noble just gets off the cap, and now they're going to start the fight as they'd like.
And Stark goes down. Go PvP and Zombie Food still duking it out up here in the north. And if it's whoever bounces, it looks like. Blue Stealth takes down Yarrick. And Zombie Food looks like he missed one of those shots, and Go PvP is going to get hit from behind. Yep. Who's going to take it? Oh, it's Zombie Food that takes down Go PvP thanks to that teamwork.
And there's the arty. Facepalm does connect onto Blue Stealth for a good 300 damage. It hurts. Did not get any crew members this time. I think that's just lucky for Blue Stealth. But right now, it's not looking good. Fun-Gaming, how do they come back from this is what I'm asking.
Facepalm's going to back up here. He knows he can take down Zombie Food if he goes for a direct approach, but he's really guarded and cautious. He's going to fire back. That is not a connection to Baronesh. Smiley Rage still very low, 392 done against Baron. And here comes Crisis, ready to move in to take down the last threat on the map, and that is Facepalm. Let's see if Facepalm's going to at least try to take down Zombie Food. He's going to move up here. I think Crisis is going to move in and get the shot, get the kill.
Or they'll play with their food.
Oh, it's Zombie Food that gets it. Peeks up just in time. And that is 3 points for Noble as we'll move into battle number 4 in the final battle on this map before moving over to Himmelsdorf.
Is it? Second map. Oh, interesting. Himmelsdorf for a second map makes sense, though.
And that's where you'll probably see an IS-3 or AMX 5100s.
Those are all over the map. Those are the choices that you bring as a tier 8 tank. Rarely... okay. An exception would be the 110.
Yes.
You could bring a 110, which is just about an IS-3. It's the Chinese version of the IS-3. Few small changes, so you're going to see IS-3's 5100s for the most part on there.
During the qualifiers, we saw a team or two bring an M41 Walker Bulldog that we went, okay, but the reason why is because they thought we can get behind enemy lines or at least scout what was happening. That comes down to a better choice, right? Do you want to have an M41 Bulldog that's scouting around and zipping around the battlefield, or do you want a heavy slower but heavy IS-3, or a 5100, which is faster than IS-3 but without the armor but the burst damage. Every tank has a strength and every tank has a role, but you have to understand what is your team strategy, what does the map offer, what kind of cover are you going to have, what kind of speed do you need, and that's where the tank selection comes into play.
Yeah,
and the right choice.
There are tanks that people brought in the past that have worked once or twice. The Waffentrager is a tank that doesn't get much play, but has its place. It's a potent tank. It hits for, depending on which gun you bring, 490, or generally I'd go with the 490 gun myself. But
sure.
You can hit very hard with a tank destroyer, but we don't see tank destroyers. We don't see arty on city maps. We don't see light tanks on city maps. They have a place. They have their role. And you also have a tanker with the experience and the knowledge to be able to execute with that tank. So, tank choices.
Tank choices. Battle number 4, Prohorovka is the map still. Noble Esports is up 3-0 against Fun-Gaming. Can they continue the series, or will Fun-Gaming show they still got some fight left in them here? I think we're going to see some better arty performance this time.
I'd hope so. Facepalm didn't do a bad job last time. Didn't do bad at all. And let's start off with Fun-Gaming, actually. They're bringing that IS-3 again. They're bringing 2 T-32s, 2 1390s, that RU-251, and then the AMX-13 F3. I actually still have mine on my account, and occasionally I play it. On the other side, Noble bringing the T-32s, that Pershing, 2 RU-251s, 2 Walker Bulldogs. Good, well-rounded strat, allows you to have enough armor, some hold-down presence, and along with view range. I forgot about view range. Both the Pershing and the T-32 are excellent tanks for that, as far as view range goes. Actually,
Facepalm fires a shot.
No, nothing.
Nothing connects.
Although it is, kind of scary to see a shell land like that.
Very close.
But a good play. Reason, you have the opportunity to just put a shell out there, right? No real waste. You can wait for your reload, and chances are, you might get a hit one of these times. And if you do, then sweet, huge lead for you. That's awesome.
Zombie Food of the M26 Pershing is the northernmost tank. I take that back. It's Crisis, but he's the most northeastern tank, the closest tank.
Let's get very specific.
to Fun-Gaming here. I thought Crisis was going to stop a little bit as he and Baronish.
Facepalm fires.
Facepalm, did that connect? No, Anfield takes 225 damage. Not sure if that was splash damage or not here.
Let me look. Yeah, I think that might have been splash from the arty. Can't see where he might have taken that. Yarrick is going to take a shell as well for 229. Shots going all over the place. The crossfires are really hard to keep up with between these two teams because of how spread out they are. Got Crisis in the north, Baronish running south, Smiley is going to be spotting the hill. And if that happens, we're going to have a similar situation to last time. The arty is down, Facepalm is dead. Ouch. And that's going to be to Zombie Food, who just peeked up and over, took 593 damage for it, but has eliminated arty from the equation and makes things much, much easier for Noble on this battlefield.
Of course. Stone the T-32 still holding the line against the southern approach possibly coming from Noble, but look at that, putting a tank on the flag cap. That's going to force a little bit of movement coming from Fun-Gaming. As we check out the tanks that are still up on the hill, we'll see where they're going. Stark and Inside and Yarrick have moved from that position as they close into the center of the map, still staying in that center area. It's not been really working for Fun-Gaming, but maybe they can pull something differently out of their hats here against Noble Esports.
And that looks like a push about to happen. We're going to have those 1390s. Their RU-251 moving in. Crisis still on cap with 40 seconds left. Zombie Food will be pressured in just a moment. And when that happens, what will Noble do? Is Noble set up for this? They actually might not be, because there are 2 light tanks in the south. And now that we have Stark going over with Go PvP and Inside.
And he leaped over those railroad tracks. He had some air, and Zombie Food is going to be low, and he falls.
Now Crisis getting off the cap, recognizing, this isn't going to work out. Starts playing the hill, starts getting damage out as best he can. Support from everywhere else. We've got light tanks moving in, yes, but they're too far out. We're going to have huge losses here for Noble Esports, but Fun-Gaming is paying for this. 3 tanks that have gone over are at half health, and there is an overmatch in the middle. Brawl just about in there.
And major issue takes down one of the tanks around the corner. Is Inside is next to him here. Stark trying to move in that 1390, but they are very vulnerable here as the 3 tanks in the center as you said, are low on HP in comparison to Noble Esports. But these tanks that are up high, that are up to the northern section, they need to make a choice. Do we move in and try to go for the overmatch, or do we stay at the flag cap and force Noble to come to us?
Well, Fun-Gaming is in a really strange spot. They have a bunch of tanks at about half health, and that's dangerous. You can't just walk out into the open and tank a few shells. You're going to lose a tank if you want to start an engagement aggressively. So Noble Esports can recognize that, take the T-32s, and play this whole down game. They peek up and over, they shoot a tank. They peek up and over, and they keep doing this over and over and over until these tanks are going to go down. There aren't a lot of options for Fun-Gaming. Even though they had more tanks for a little while, they are going to begin losing them because it doesn't take a lot of focus fire to take them down.
Stride, Snow, Nismoon, and Stark. Stark was able to land a couple shots against Anfield, but I believe he's going to have to reload now. Anfield really couldn't move anywhere except backwards to get further
And now
behind.
Baronish has found Slide, takes him down. All right, M41 Walker Bulldog finishing off that 1390. That frees up the entire map for Noble. They have absolute control at this point. Baronish is going to be able to do as he pleases.
Smiley Rage from up top sees Stark, and Blue Stealth takes down Nismoon. It's 2 tanks remaining. Smiley Rage has the overmatch when it comes to HP. He gets the kill, and now Blue Stealth pushing up against Snow along with Anfield, and it's Anfield that gets the shot and the kill. And that's 4 wins for Noble Esports, 1 battle away from taking this series. Fun-Gaming, they had the advantage for a while, but they had lost so much hit points that it just became a single shot fest after that.
I did like the way they kind of regrouped. When they attacked over the north, you saw Fun-Gaming take a lot of damage. 3 tanks down to half health. Then, following this attack, which probably could have gone a little bit better, but I'll give it to Noble in this case, saying that they handled the situation pretty well and actually made them pay for a lot of the position. But just after that, you see the tanks in the middle of the map that are going to attack Noble just go up and over, right? Instead of kind of trying to play that same position back and forth, playing corner games almost.
Dancing back and forth.
Yeah,
it's like peekaboo. Ah, shoot, then move.
Yeah, instead of that, they go up and over, but the direction they make their attack kind of progress is important. And they go, instead of going maybe south or going directly west, they go north. And that is so they can regroup with the 3 other tanks that just made that northern assault, which is a conscious decision, which works out better than splitting your forces by going all the way to the south, and then you've got guys on opposite sides of the map, and instead you've got this better situation. And I liked seeing that from Fun-Gaming, and it showed me a little bit right there of how coordinated they are.
And they're adapting as well. They are adapting the scenario. Unfortunately, I can't actually pinpoint it yet because we have to look at the data, but it's either shots are not landing or these T-32s are staying alive longer than they want them to.
These T-32s are doing work. Both Anfield and Blue Stealth are doing their jobs. Anfield, we always remember last season. He's good.
He's Anfield.
He's good.
Really
He's good at the game. All right, Anfield, I give it to you.
But the T-32 performance of the amount of shots that are bouncing off them and the amount of damage they're doing, they're the top damage dealers, Anfield and Blue Stealth.
And between the two of them, 960 and 710 hit points blocked by armor. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a whole tank right there.
I applaud Fun-Gaming for being the aggressors, even though they were on the defensive side this time, because they need to put some points on the board. But now that the map is completely changed, we're in a city map now, I look forward to what type of strategy they're going to have to bring to break the defense of Noble Esports.
That's going to be very difficult, but lineup, let's look at it. Fun-Gaming first, the attackers, the red team. AMX 5100, 4 IS-3s, a Waffentrager, which I'm really glad we're seeing right now, because talking about that earlier, I was hoping that it wouldn't become an irrelevant point. Awesome. And a T-37. That's Fun-Gaming. They're the red team attacking. Blue team defending. Noble will be bringing 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s, and 2 Tiger 1s. The Noble lineup, completely what I would say the typical Himmelsdorf lineup is these days. 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s, or if you're feeling saucy, you can bring 3 5100s and 2 IS-3s.
I hope that answered the question to Grizzly. We thank you for your tweets, and if you have more questions about World of Tanks Esports, go ahead and send it to us. We'd love to get them answered for you. Back in the day, this used to be a huge battleground where this church was. That's where one of the flag caps were in the past. Now it has changed.
Well, it's going to be close to an old place. Smiley.
Wow, look at this.
With Major and Enfield are moving directly south. The Tigers, Baronish and Sovereign Zool are moving into the 3-line, and they've put out shots onto Slide. Slide has taken a single hit, and here they are. They found each other. Nizmoon, blows the first shot. That was opportunity for a little bit of a lead. Enfield out in the open as they begin to just jump onto Slide. Slide.
This corner game coming from Fun-Gaming. They didn't know who was going to go first, and now it's Nizmoon going first. Snow had to move back in the Waffentrager.
Noble doesn't know that the Fun-Gaming tanks are coming where they are. Nope. They're completely surprised. Their guns are all facing the wrong way, and Enfield is just getting evaporated.
And Snow was able to land a huge shot on that Waffentrager, but now they're going to have to back up. And they're so clumped together that Noble Esports, if they know this, they can set up a great prong attack flank. But that's so many tanks over there. And here comes Zombie Food and Blue Stealth pushing up.
Oh, I love this from Noble. This is really great. Zombie Food and Blue Stealth are going to rip apart the tanks from Fun-Gaming, who are hanging around one corner expecting one opponent, but surprise, that flank, these are 5100s, and they're just going to just free damage.
And there's still a third approach they could take, and if Baronish and Sovereign Zool would move that way, they would get the surround on these tanks, but instead they're all kind of conglomerating in that one corner section. This is one note I'd love to ask them about why they didn't turn around here. Maybe because they didn't know what kind of coverage was coming from the other side.
No, they didn't know. Noble had no idea that push was coming.
No, I mean, I'm from the very southern tip. From this road right here, Randall.
Oh, okay.
They could have set up a prong attack to surround those tanks, but instead they know they have the overmatch. They want to get it done quicker.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Sorry. I misunderstood you there. Yeah. I don't think Fun-Gaming recognized the advantage they had.
Sure.
I don't think they really realized what position Noble was in. They only saw a bunch of IS-3s from Noble move in with some tanks from the north. They probably expected their opponent to be turning around to face them, knowing that they were there, because there were a tank spotted. One of the IS-3s peeked out, and I'm pretty sure another one right behind him got spotted. Both teams, you can see in this battle, didn't have all the information. Noble Esports, without all the information, still made the right choice. It's a gamble in some senses to go around that corner and not necessarily know what is there to meet you and not know if you're walking into some crazy crossfire, but they did it. They came out ahead. Fun-Gaming didn't have all the answers, and in this case, their hesitation to continue their attack and focus down tanks and continue the momentum forward to get your lead back worked against them. So I can't say hesitation is always bad in these situations, but this is one situation where we can point out hesitation killed Fun-Gaming, and Noble, by being bold, pretty much, I'll say bold, was able to get the win.
As Facepalm is going to try to dodge, dip, dive, and dodge away from all these tanks from Noble Esports, let's take a look at the replay of that engagement that happened a little bit earlier, because it was fascinating to look at what happens in such a small amount of time, a small window.
All right, take a look at this. This right here, they did the right move killing Enfield. What may have been a mistake is backing off after this. Then Stark, Nizmoon, Yarrick, all could have been going forward. And you see them holding position allowed for Noble to get the flank that they wanted and clean this up. They saw a situation, they created an answer. Fun-Gaming stayed in the same place and didn't change any of the variables, right? Not changing any of those variables allows for Noble to account for more and just deal with it.
Zombie Food is able to spot Facepalm in that T-37. Zombie Food fires one shot, gets the hit, but Facepalm returns fire, and that's going to leave Zombie Food down to 2 hit points.
Come on, Zombie. Peek out.
Baronish is able to get 2 tank kills. Sovereign Zool got 1. Major Issue took down 1. Zombie Food has 1 and Blue Stealth has 1. That's the numbers up top. The numbers below is the HP value of the tanks. And that's only 1 tank destroyed. That was destroyed by Stark here. Facepalm, with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left, is going to hit that flag cap in the center. Nope, he's not going to reveal that he's there yet. He's going to make Zombie Food guess, but Zombie Food is guessed correctly as he turns the corner.
Nope. He stops. Facepalm stops. Kind of confused.
Minute 50 seconds left.
I guess it's because, zeroing his shot.
Oh, and he takes down Baronish.
Time for hero mode, Facepalm.
He's not going to give up. Now the parking lot strategy, made famous by our friends over in Korea.
I don't know if it's a parking lot in this case.
That's what they called it back in the day. That was season 1. That was a long time ago.
It's actually older than that. there was a clan PvP.
Oh, and there goes Facepalm, taken down. Take it down. Congratulations to Noble Esports, but also Fun Gaming. We saw some good tactics being used. They need to refine themselves a little bit, but Noble Esports, this is a different team compared to the Googly Bobbers.
It was much cleaner, much more organized. Everything looked to be in order. There were a few little things here that probably need improving, but I think that's just more play. We'll iron out the little kinks there, you know.
It's going to take time. It's going to take time, and I'm sure they're going to go back and look at their replays. By the way, you can get access to all the replays at the Fantasy website. That's fantasywgl.com. In case you want to see some of the matches as well that were not broadcast tonight. We'll give you the details of what happened during the broadcast. If not, we'll recap it tomorrow night.
Yeah, those will be probably going up not right now, but probably after the broadcast or tomorrow.
In the future.
Yes.
In the future, they'll be available. I want to take a second real quick to take a look at Sovereign Zul's performance in the Tiger 1.
Okay.
We see the Tiger 1 often. We saw it often in the qualifiers. The performance was, it was okay. This is a great performing Tiger 1, 7 for 8, 1584. Now they're up against Fun Gaming, who is pretty much grouped together in one section. But Baranesh, he had a great performance as well, 9 for 10 for 1517. So these Tiger 1s did not do as much damage as an IS-3, but they outperformed the 5100s.
Yeah, they did a solid job. They did everything they were supposed to. The Tiger 1 actually does serious DPM, and that's damage per minute, I should say, which is instead of damage per second in World of Tanks, we kind of go damage per minute because reload times.
It takes a little while to reload that shell.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, we're not damage per second here, guys. Unless you're a Luke's.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Luke's or a T1 Cunningham, then there's damage per second.
Well, that does it for our third match tonight. We have our fourth and final match coming up in a matter of moments. It's RBIS versus Victoria's Secret. Secretly my favorite match I'm going to look forward to. Maybe not only tonight, but the entire season. We're going to have that match going live for you. The final match of the night after.